And I started this project in 2016, mostly because I was not satisfied with the back then existing blockchain technology. I'm still not satisfied with like most of the cryptocurrency or blockchain world, but it became much better since this hype time passed. And I thought of doing a talk, but I think after the 3 talks now there's a somewhat understanding of aeternity technology. So I just want to give you this opportunity to essentially ask me any question. For example, why did you create a new blockchain? Or
good question.
Yeah? Okay.
What do you think makes you better than the rest?
Yeah, I mean, a few things were answered already early in the talks, but the main motivation, I think, was the technology. So my background is computer science and also economics as a minor, and I thought we could do much better than Ethereum did they had a kind of like a short amount of time, or they were under time pressure, and lots of people were asking or demanding for results, but it was essentially a bunch of enthusiasts who created a temporary solution for a problem. Yes, there was for sure innovation, and I think still Ethereum is a good project, as well as Bitcoin is super great, but we need more alternatives, like more innovation. With more alternatives we can innovate faster, so also other open source projects can profit from the experience we make at Eternity and vice versa. And as let's say a new project, we can move much faster than a project with, let's say, $1 billion market cap or even more so with Bitcoin. And one particular thing which I didn't like was that Solidity was after JavaScript, or at least it was marketed after JavaScript. I thought it's a terrible decision to do a new programming language for essentially shuffling around value around the internet in such a, let's say, amateurish way. We did much better with Eternity. So have a look at our smart contract language if you haven't. There are 4 people involved who have co-created not smart contract languages, but programming languages in the past. For example, the creator or co-creator of Erlang, the co-designer of Haskell, the project manager of Scala, and the sole creator of Agda, which is a language for formal verification. So yeah, there's lots of expertise, really world experts getting together, designing a new smart contract language. And it has been also mentioned in the talk before that Sophia is maybe the key feature. It's definitely very central. I mean, if you do smart contracts on Eternity, there's no way around Sophia at the moment. And it enables developers to write faster, more safe code and deploy it in a scalable way, and not pay too big transaction fees. I mean, currently even the on-chain transaction fees are super low. Of course, if there's more demand, they will rise, but still state channel transactions will be essentially free forever, as long as the counterparties cooperate and don't disagree. But there's no incentive to disagree. So really in most of the cases, probably 99%, they will cooperate and agree, and there will no conflicting or blockchain escalation need to take place. I also didn't like the brand. I also didn't like the first announcement of Ethereum, where Ethereum was jokingly announced as the Skynet. by Vitalik. Ethereum has a very dark theme, very, let's say, this unstoppable machine taking over all the world. I think of technology more as a, let's say, human invention to solve human problems, and yeah, it's that the human is in the center and sort of technology surrounding it, and with Ethereum it's kind of like a different vision, at least from what I witnessed at the beginning. Maybe it changed. Yeah, there are more things. Maybe you have more specific questions or different questions.
What would you say is your biggest asset? Is it your community? Is it your programming language? Or is it your blockchain technology as a whole? Or is it the fabulous team which you said you have, like one of the best blockchain coders and developers in the world? So what would you point out as your number one?
I already pointed out the team as a really, really great team. I mean, where else and what other programming language are 4 people involved who have helped with the creation of other programming languages? So you don't see this very often. Or if you see this, please tell me where you see this expertise, like in one point, one spot, working together. And these people really work seamlessly together. It's a very well-oiled machine. Yeah, the core developers. And kind of this makes me proud for sure. I mean, I didn't think that we will assemble such a great team when I started Eternity, so this is a surprise from myself as well. Whereas you mentioned the community is not that like exciting, especially after the crypto winter. The community was more exciting when the prices were high, but it was also, yeah. I don't want to go back in time, let me say like this.
How do you see eternity in 5 or 10 years?
5 to 10 years.
Can you repeat the question?
Whether, I mean, how I see eternity in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
It's a really good question. It depends on lots of things, of course, but one way how the future could look like is that everybody downloaded himself from Facebook, then did a blockchain transaction to Eternity blockchain, uploaded his I don't know, profile or proof of profile to Eternity blockchain. Then there's a billion connections which could be made among former Facebook members. Also, of course, the developing world which is not connected will jump on, so there will be probably hopefully 3 billion people using Eternity blockchain at that moment. Everything will be like based on open source and cryptographic proven technology. And we're gonna see lots of, let's say, tokens for everything. So everything is going to be tokenized and very much more instant and fluid and borderless. And Eternity is going to be, one of the enabling factors for this. The base technology, like I mean, we're not doing so much, let's say, mathematical research, somewhat as well, but more putting the results together and creating a system which works together. For example, I also don't think we should get rid of proof of work. Proof of work is a cryptographic, let's say, it's a feature or like a utility which has definitely its purpose and its use case, and like every blockchain which just wants to get completely rid of proof of work is just bullshit in my eyes, and will die sooner or later. So this is one of the futures which I see. So let's make it true. We need your help.
Regarding to this question, what are, in your opinion, your roadblocks from what hinders you to get there?
What hindered us to get there? What could happen? I mean, politics could happen, like the American government can conspire with Libra and create the next world currency. Could happen like behind closed doors. There will be probably never Senate hearings or something like this. Could happen. Besides this, I don't know, some major breakthrough in technology which we haven't seen in the past 100 years, which delivers, I don't know, like the quantum leap or something like this, which breaks all our crypto and makes us obsolete. And I don't know, could happen. Yeah, I'm mostly worried about politics, to be honest. If we continue our great work, then we will have success. Doesn't matter whether we are, like, I don't know, the layer for, I don't know, putting keys on it or shares or, I don't know, anything of value will be essentially time-stamped in a way or another on public blockchains, if not on one, on several at the same time for security. So I think there is really demand for what we are doing, but I don't know, if I look at what politicians like Trump say or do, there's no logic there. Yeah, it's danger, like risk. Yeah, more questions?
I have a question. So do you think that, before the crypto winter, much of this community, you mentioned was like associating crypto with buying and hoping the price would go up, and now most of these people are gone, so the price is going down. Do you think that in order to reach mass adoption, the perception of crypto needs to change, or people don't need to know how technology works, and they don't need to know it's crypto for them to benefit with it?
Do you know that your phone or the chips in your phone are made of silicium and gold and other metals? Do you know this?
I don't know, it's something like privacy on your
Does somebody who uses a phone need to know it? Probably not, right?
So you think that the perception doesn't need to change?
I mean, the price will stop moving up the more people join this world or have cryptocurrencies. I mean, the less the volatility will be. I mean, we have seen it. The volatility goes lower or decreases with the market cap. It's a very clear function here. So it's, I guess, a matter of time. Of course, at the beginning, there's lots of excitement, and excitement brings in more people. People buy more tokens, buy more bitcoins. The prices rise, and of course, this is not like very sustainable just to build everything on excitement. But this excitement also brings developers and real products and solves problems. And
but do you think people need to believe in crypto and blockchain, or do they just use it and they don't know what it is?
I mean, everybody uses every day lots of things which we don't understand. So why should it be different with blockchain?
Question to that: do you think it would be a good thing to regulate cryptocurrencies like physical money, like the European bank system or whatever, like an international crypto bank who has the oversight over it, or would you say it's a bad idea to do so and the market will regulate itself?
So physical money is dying out, no matter whether it's going to be on a blockchain or MySQL databases or I don't know what other systems the banks use. So physical, like as in bits and bytes, this is also like by the politicians' like agenda to make it disappear. So maybe you want to re-ask your question more precisely.
Do you think you need to regulate cryptocurrency as virtual currency like the euro or the US dollar in the future?
I honestly, I don't know too much about regulation of US dollar or euro, but I think lots of, let's say, credit card regulation will become obsolete because there is, I mean, with credit cards you essentially copy and paste the private key all the time around, and the state or the people pay taxes to essentially create tools and find these people. So essentially the risk is paid by the public, by the people from using an insecure system, and like all the regulation which is necessary for essentially making an insecure system usable does not need to be anymore requested or like executed. Does this answer your question? Yeah. So if we build just a better, more efficient system, we will solve many problems for which many books got written in order to essentially help people to create a solution for this problem, which originated from the insecurity of the system at the beginning. And I think what's also super important is education. So more education, starting with elementary school, teaching about cryptographic principles, and of course math. It's super simple, like private public key. This can be taught like 1 times 5 makes 5 and so on. It's not the rocket science, right? It's just learning it by heart at the beginning. And so for example, if there's a big lake or a big sea in the country and nobody knows to swim and people start dying there, probably there will be some tendencies in the population to make swimming completely illegal. And maybe some other people will come up with a solution to essentially learn how to swim and make use out of the lake, and maybe fish and so on. Yeah.
I heard a panel yesterday talking about what are the current best metrics of success to measure blockchain, right? And somebody was kind of saying that his idea of the best metric of success was wallets that hold more than $10,000, because that meant that they were staking crypto and that they were wanting to see the technology grow. Of course, a great metric of success is users, but at this current state, like, is there a metric that you think is good for us to measure how successful?
Transactions by second, transaction volume by second is probably a very good metric. It can be, of course, faked as a danger to this. So if you want to do even better metrics, then you would probably do some sort of eigenvector analysis on the people or on the identity pseudo transactions. But I think this is probably the best metric you can do or have. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Ah, cool. More questions? Why the fuck is Eternity pink? I don't know. I was very against it at the beginning, but now I really like it.
What's next for Eternity? What's going to happen in the next couple of months? What are you most excited about?
The Eternity Universe Conference is happening on the 20th and 21st of September in Prague. So in case you're interested in Eternity, join us. We will be happy to give you a very discounted code because you made it to this meetup here. And before that, we're going to have a hackathon on the weekend before, also in Prague. But you can also participate remotely. And the winners will be announced on the conference. And we're going to have 2 tracks with... one track is with for developers, more technical, and the other one is more for the entrepreneurs, also with most of the companies which build on Eternity. They're gonna present what they're building, why they're using Eternity, and it's a good opportunity to meet most of the, let's say, key people, core developers of Eternity. So here, for example, today there's no core developer, but still very good developers, and we gonna launch also right afterwards with the governance system, so people of A tokens can vote on the future of Eternity, make also proposals on the future of Eternity, and vote with weighted, delegated voting approach. The naming system is going to launch. So far we had just a test naming system, and there will be an auction to determine a good or let's say the start value of the names, a fair value of the names where people can participate. So if you want to register your first name or any good name, keep your eyes open for the next hard fork, which will be after the Eternity Universe conference. And there are more things. We are currently also talking about building the anti-Facebook, so essentially a browser, open source browser, which builds in the social layer, but this time open source, tamper-proof on a blockchain, in this case Aeternity. So essentially, literally doing the opposite of what Facebook does. Facebook tries to get all the web into their proprietary platform, and we just go over this open layer and build another open layer. This is just in talks right now. It's not public, so but very likely there will be an announcement soon. And if you are in the Ops or the World Economic Forum, you can join us for the World Cryptonomic Forum, which is going to be in Liechtenstein in January. And we have regular meetups, especially our ambassadors organize on different continents around the world, different locations around the world, meetups. So the community is growing, but we're still looking forward for, let's say, the killer application, which really makes use of the transaction capacity and all the features which are already existing on Eternity mainnet, on the public blockchain we built. So hopefully you guys gonna build on Eternity blockchain. More questions?